For Italy, the 1400s were a massive turning point in history. The gloom of the Middle Ages was fading, and cities like Florence, Venice, and Rome were overflowing with creativity. Art, science, and philosophy flourished, jump-starting societal advancement. This was the Italian Renaissance, a cultural movement that reshaped the world. But who began this snowball of innovation? Who were the minds behind this revolution? Welcome to the Historian's Table, where today we'll meet the artists, scientists, and poets whose work is renowned hundreds of years later. These were the greatest minds of the Italian Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci, born in 1452, was a creative behemoth. As a painter, inventor, and scientist, he did it all. You may be familiar with his Mona Lisa, a puzzling portrait of a woman with a half smile. It's commonly believed that we don't know who the Mona Lisa portrayed, but we actually do. Her name was Lisa Gherardini, and she was the wife of Francesco del Giocondo, a wealthy silk merchant. In fact, the title Mona Lisa comes from her pet name, My Lady Lisa. His Last Supper introduced new ways of painting, using intense perspective to make you feel like you're actually one of the apostles. But Leonardo ventured beyond canvases. He sketched flying machines, tanks, and bridges, designs that were futuristic for their time. His anatomical drawings, based on late-night dissections, were so precise they're still studied in medical schools today. Leonardo was envisioning the future. However, there was one catch to Leonardo's brilliance. He was a chronic procrastinator. Patrons begged for completed works while he jumped to new obsessions, leaving projects unfinished. Then, in 1475, Michelangelo Buonarroti was born, a relentless sculptor. His David, carved from a single 17-foot block of marble, isn't just a statue. It's a statement of human strength and natural beauty. The Sistine Chapel ceiling, painted between 1508 and 1512, was a 4-year project. Covering 5,600 square feet, its vivid figures, Adam, God, and prophets, stare down from above. While these two artists seem like they would have gotten along, they actually didn't. They competed for commissions, and there were even accounts of them arguing in public, likely over their differing approaches to art. What unites these two is humanism, the Renaissance concept that humans can achieve greatness through reason and creativity. From the rivalry's tension, their genius flourished, cementing their legacies as legends of history. The next visionary is Niccolo Machiavelli, born in 1469. Machiavelli was a Florentine diplomat who watched Italy's city-states argue and complain with one another. His 1513 book, The Prince, is essentially a guide for rulers on how to acquire, maintain, and expand power. He argued that a ruler should be feared rather than loved, but not hated, using the art of virtue and cunning simultaneously. It's why Machiavellian means cunning. His ideas influenced a new generation of leaders. Machiavelli's greatest asset was his realism. He was often blunt about human nature, studying why people stab each other in the back, literally and figuratively. His other works, like Discourses on Livy, show his ideas were beyond power grabs, caring about execution and civic virtue. Born in 1564, Galileo Galilei was an astronomer, mathematician, physicist, and inventor. He is attributed with being the first to use telescopes for astronomy, observing Jupiter's moons, Saturn's rings, and the phases of Venus. In proving the Copernican theory that Earth wasn't the center of the universe, Galileo upset the Catholic Church, which put him on trial in 1633 for heresy. Galileo was forced to recant or possibly face the death penalty. Reluctantly, he recanted, but afterwards he allegedly muttered, "Eppur si muove," meaning, "and yet it moves." A profoundly rebellious statement given the circumstances, perfectly capturing his anti-dogma mentality. It's no contest that Galileo's work laid the foundation for modern science, proving the essentiality of questioning authority.
I guess one of the reasons we got here today was because of a gentleman named Galileo a long time ago, who made a rather significant discovery about falling objects in gravity fields. How about that? That Mr. Galileo was correct in his findings.
Leon Battista Alberti, born in 1404, was the Renaissance's jack of all trades. As an architect, mathematician, linguist, and philosopher, others felt as if he were capable of anything. Alberti designed buildings like Florence's Palazzo Rucellai, eventually writing the book on architecture. His De Re Edificatoria was the first comprehensive guide to buildings since antiquity, blending math, aesthetics, and practicality. He also wrote on painting, cryptography, and family life, all the while publishing Latin poems. Alberti perfectly blended beauty and functionality, creating a breathtaking genre of architecture that stunned Florentines. Alberti often stressed his belief in balance. He was an intellectual who believed knowledge should serve all of society. He pioneered perspective in art, helping painters like Leonardo create depth on flat canvases. Alberti designed ideal cities that would best fit its inhabitants. Through the chaos of the Renaissance, Alberti crafted elegant works that have stood the test of time. Finally, we have Dante Alighieri, the poet who is attributed to beginning the Renaissance's intellectual fire, or should I say inferno. Born in 1265, Dante wrote the Divine Comedy, a 14,000-line epic that explores the depths of theology. Published around 1320, it follows Dante's journey through hell, purgatory, and paradise, guided by Virgil and his muse Beatrice. To those who read it, it becomes more than a story. It's a guide to medieval thought, blending philosophy, politics, and spirituality with intense but appreciated satire. Dante wrote in Latin as well as Italian, making his literature accessible and sparking a cultural revolution. Dante's work has inspired generations of writers, reshaping literature across the world. The Italian Renaissance earned its place in history long ago, becoming a widely recognizable era with equally recognizable people and ideas. These innovators redefined creativity, refueling ambition and human advancement. They possess a legacy beyond interpretation, crafting a culture of complexion, a creative culture we should restrive towards, as it can be argued that modernism continues to become more devoid of character. Their legacy is proof of the success that individual creativity propels us toward. Thanks for joining me today. I'm your host Ethan, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're curious about the past, subscribe and we'll explore it together. Feel free to like, comment, or share. Any form of support is greatly appreciated. You've always got a seat at the Historian's Table. Again, thanks, and I'll see you next time.